Your 90-day financial makeover. Is it even possible to change your financial status in just 90 days? Well, if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, your bank account screaming for mercy, here's the good news. You can turn things around in 90 days. Ready to start building wealth? Let's do this. Day 1 to 7. The brutal truth, knowing your numbers. Alright, first things first. For the first 7 days, we need to get brutally honest with ourselves. You can't fix a problem if you don't truly understand its scope, right? So before we even think about making any fancy moves, we need a crystal clear picture of your current financial situation. This means tracking every single dollar that comes in and every single dollar that goes out. And I mean everything. That morning coffee, that subscription you forgot about, the impulse buy online, it all adds up, and you need to see it. There are some fantastic tools out there to help you with this. Apps like Mint or YNAB, you need a budget, are incredible because they can often link directly to your bank accounts and credit cards, automatically categorizing your spending. Seriously, these can be game changers. If you're more of an old school type or you just like having manual control, a simple Excel spreadsheet or even a Google Sheet works perfectly fine. The tool doesn't matter as much as the commitment to actually doing it. Track diligently for these 7 days. Next up, while you're tracking your daily flow, you also need to list out all your debts. And again, we're talking complete transparency here, credit card balances, every single one of them, along with their interest rates. Student loans, car loans, personal loans, any money you owe to friends or family, get it all down on paper or in your spreadsheet. It might feel a bit uncomfortable, even a little scary to see it all laid out, but trust me, this step is absolutely crucial. You need to know exactly what you're up against. Once you have your income, your expenses, and your debts all clearly listed, it's time to calculate your net worth. This sounds fancy, but it's actually pretty simple. Day 8 to 14. Goal setting like a pro. Smart moves only. Alright, so you've made it through the first week. You've faced the numbers, you know where you stand, and that's a huge first step. Seriously, pat yourself on the back. Now, for days 8 through 14, we're going to take that information and use it to set some clear, powerful financial goals. And I'm not talking about vague wishes like I want to be rich. We need goals that are smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework is key to actually making progress. Let's break down what SMART means in practice. Specific means your goal is well defined. Instead of I want to save more money, a specific goal would be, I want to save $1,000 for an emergency fund. See the difference? It's clear, it's precise. Measurable means you can track your progress. With the $1,000 emergency fund goal, you can easily see how close you are. $100 saved, $500 saved, etc. This keeps you motivated. Achievable is super important. Your goals should stretch you, but they shouldn't be so outlandish that you get discouraged and give up. If you're currently saving $50 a month, aiming to save $5,000 next month might be a bit much. Day 15 to 45. The income explosion. Making more money fast. We're 2 weeks in. You've set some killer SMART goals. Now let's focus on dramatically increasing your income. Cutting expenses is crucial, but there's a limit. Increasing your income can be virtually limitless. Diversify your income streams and seek opportunities. Freelancing on platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. Marketable skills can earn you extra income. Writing, graphic design, social media management. People and businesses need freelancers. Create a profile, showcase skills, bid on projects. Even a few extra $100 can help. LinkedIn is also great for freelance gigs. Consider side hustles like tutoring or delivery gigs. Delivery gigs with Uber Eats or DoorDash. Flexible work, quick pay. If you have a car, it's a great option. Tutoring, pet sitting, selling items online. Sell unused items for instant cash. Don't neglect earning more at your main job. Time to negotiate for a raise. Okay, we're now in the back half of our 90-day transformation, specifically days 46 through 60. You've been working hard on increasing your income and hopefully you're starting to see some positive results there. Now, we're going to pair that with another incredibly powerful strategy, aggressively cutting your expenses and turbocharging your savings. Because making more money is great, but if you're just spending more as your income rises, you're not really getting ahead, are you? This 15-day period is all about becoming a lean, mean saving machine. First on the chopping block, those sneaky, unnecessary subscriptions. Go through your bank and credit card statements with a fine-tooth comb. How many streaming services are you watching? Do you actually use that gym membership enough to justify the cost? Or could you work out at home or outdoors for free? What about those software subscriptions or monthly boxes you signed up for and forgot about? Be ruthless here. Every dollar you save by canceling something you don't truly need or use is a dollar you can redirect towards your financial goals, like that emergency fund or paying down debt. Next up, let's tackle one of the biggest variable expenses for most people: food. Eating out, ordering takeout, even those daily fancy coffees, they add up incredibly fast. The solution? Meal prepping. I know, it might sound like a chore, but trust me, it's a financial game changer and can actually save you a ton of time during the week too. Plan your meals for the week, make a grocery list, and stick to it. And dedicate a few hours on a Sunday to cook and portion out your lunches and dinners. Alright, we're entering the final stretch, days 61 through 90. You've boosted your income, slashed your expenses, and freed up some cash. Now what do you do with that extra money? Letting it sit in a checking account isn't the answer. Invest and focus on skills that will pay dividends. Saving alone isn't enough. You need to invest. First, let's talk about the stock market. Platforms like Robinhood or Webull make it easy. You can buy fractional shares for as little as $1. Consider low-cost index funds or ETFs. This gives you instant diversification. Consistency is key. Small, regular investments grow. While investing, keep your emergency fund in a high-yield savings account. Online banks offer much higher APYs. Interest rates can be 10, 20, or even 50 times higher. Right now, you can find high essays offering 4 to 5% APY. Your emergency fund earns a decent return while being accessible. Make sure your emergency fund is in one of these accounts. Want to dip your toes into real estate without buying a whole property? Explore real estate crowdfunding platforms like Fundrise or DiversiFund. Invest in a portfolio of real estate projects with small amounts, diversify your investments, and potentially earn passive income. Now, throughout this entire 90-day journey, there's one critical component that ties everything together and ensures you stay on the right path: regular monitoring and adjustment. This isn't a set-it-and-forget-it kind of plan. Life happens, things change, and your financial strategy needs to be agile enough to adapt. That's why I strongly recommend implementing weekly financial check-ins. This is your secret sauce for success. So what does a weekly check-in look like? It doesn't have to be a massive, time-consuming ordeal. Dedicate maybe 30 minutes to an hour each week, perhaps on a Sunday evening or a Saturday morning, to review your finances. During this time, you're going to look at a few key metrics. First, how did your spending align with your budget from the previous week? Did you overspend in any categories? If so, why, and how can you adjust for the upcoming week? Next, track your income. So, there you have it. A comprehensive, step-by-step guide to transforming your finances in just 90 days. We've covered everything from understanding your current situation and setting clear goals, to boosting your income, aggressively cutting expenses, making smart investments, and, crucially, monitoring your progress along the way. I know it's a lot to take in, and it will require effort, but I genuinely believe that changing your financial status in this time frame is absolutely possible if you bring discipline, smart strategies, and consistency to the table. Think about where you could be 90 days from now. Less financial stress, more money in the bank, a clear plan for your future, and the confidence that comes from taking control of your financial destiny. By focusing on increasing your income streams, being mindful and deliberate about your spending, and putting your money to work through wise investments, you are laying a powerful foundation for long-term financial success. This isn't just about a quick fix, it's about building sustainable habits. The journey starts with that very first step, assessing where you are right now. Commit to this process, take it 1 week at a time, and don't get discouraged by minor setbacks. They're part of the journey. The key is to learn from them and keep moving forward. Your future self, the one who is enjoying greater financial freedom and security, will be incredibly grateful for the hard work and dedication you put in starting today. Serious about your finances? Watch this next video,